There's a language that we almost don't even have words for, and I'm passionately obsessed with this language. And the only way I can describe it is these epiphanies that you get that cause you to have synapses in your brain chemistry that are also a spiritual experience that make you have basically epiphanies. They make you have like ahas. And I believe that's what we're searching for when we're scrolling online and searching, is every once in a blue moon, a few times a year, a few times in your life, different types of epiphanies. But what we're waiting for and we're praying for and we're begging and suffering and depressing for is to have these epiphanies that make you go, oh my God, oh my God. And you're changed. Like you know how like you can connect the dots? Well, sometimes once in a while you'll connect like, 250 dots or 30 dots at once, and they go, and something about the way those dots connected caused some dots over here to connect, then all the dots in between just close the gap instantly, and your subconscious reshuffles the deck like in real time, and you like come up out of the water and you're like, whoa, and it becomes clear to you, and everything makes sense in one instance. That's what I'm obsessed with. And even the way I just described it right now, like you might have felt that if you do understand this language, because I was actually able to deliver it in a way where I felt it and it was real. This is the NLP. This is a type of technology that is not just normal communication. This is the technology of like what Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza, maybe the yogis. I have no idea, but all I know is that I wanted to learn and develop this technology, because when you can communicate things in a form like, and see how I act it out, and when I really feel it inside of me, hear me out, when I really feel it and it like gestates and it comes out and like everything aligns and I speak it, it's like a flow state that I've noticed that when I make videos and I get into that flow state and I communicate things that I don't hear most people talk about. Most people think I'm weird, but some people really get it. They're like, oh my God, I get it, like in the comments. But sometimes I'll try to describe these things and it won't happen at all. Like I'm trying, but I can't get it. Like it's like I don't know how to turn it on and off like a light switch, but it's a flow state. And I believe that when you can observe or get into or be in these flow states, because there's lines, levels, states, and stages of consciousness. If you study Ken Wilber at all, in this specific state, you can get access to higher levels of consciousness, and I can go down that rabbit hole for literally an hour. This is amazing. But from that place is where you can encourage these epiphanies to happen. I've been like, power walking and running on the treadmill. That's when I get these epiphanies. When the body, the physiology is moving, you can get yourself out of a sadness or into a more, or for some reason when I'm in the shower and the feeling of the water running over and I pray, I get, and my wife will be like, oh, I'll be laughing in the shower, like getting these epiphanies. And she's like, what are you doing in there? Are you okay? But, or when I'm on the treadmill, I'll be laughing or something, and she's because I'm having these epiphanies. But the weird thing is, the epiphany comes so quick. If the state changes, here's the very important thing. If in the study of deep work, if the state changes or is interrupted, I'm talking a single dog bark, a single person calling you that triggers a negative, or it could be even your spouse yelling your name, asking you a question. Hey, is there any green beans in the cabinet? Something so simple can totally screw up your flow state and just sequester. Boom, it's out. And you might not get that for another 3 months. You might not get it at all. So what I'm talking about is encouraging an environment. Like, there's been times, I call it my, there's $1,000 an hour work and $10,000 an hour work. I've been able to do that type of work where I've actually, I'm looking down because I got my little dog and cat down there. from this place, you can tap into super high levels of imagination and creativity that make you like create real value for real people, but create real results and make you real money for real. It can actually change your real life, right? That's why I believe if you can allow yourself to like get really, 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 really excited and happy and like have ideas and like start writing them down and get yourself in this super high state, from that state, learning how to manage that state, then you can get the flow state going. And my question is, how do you turn this thing on and off? And I think it's a choice, but having an environment that is conducive to that state, that's where it doesn't inhibit it or prohibit it or sequester it. So what I mean is, I've had to I'm very nice to my wife, but I mean, there's times I've had to have conversations with her, and she's great. Like usually it'd be me, she's calling me to come up for dinner and I'm in the middle of a flow state. I'll be like, 1 second, I'm doing $1,000 an hour work right now. And I've had to tell her, like, if I ever say that I'm doing $1,000 or $10,000 an hour work, please just don't talk to me. I know I sound like I'm being an asshole. I know that. Please, if anything else is fine, but if I ever say those words to you, just leave me alone for just a few minutes, because I'm doing some super high level shit. And so I'll get completely in the zone and do that. But the next thing is getting away from your phone, locking yourself in a studio or a room, or renting out a little office space, or going off in your truck. The world that we live in today is not convenient to not have distractions. I mean, I literally have tried to do one thing that takes about a minute and have been distracted, I've counted 13 times. One thing that takes 1 minute has taken me literally weeks, because there's so many things you have going on. The dog barks and this, and the mail lady shows up, then the phone rings, then there's this family thing, then my wife's yelling, then this. So much distraction going on that I think that, so I could put it like this. When I wrote 3 books. I'm writing my 4th book right now. They're Amazon bestsellers for sure. But basically, I locked myself in my office and I slept underneath the desk on the floor for like weeks, and I slept on the floor for 36 hours straight. Miko, see this? Look at this. I spent $650 to get this dog door installed, and he won't use it, and he'll paw for hours. So watch. Come on. This is how you use the dog door. You simply just walk out the door. Good boy, he's a good boy. I'm getting an important call.